All right, so finally, I think we're coming to the Inquisitor lightsaber. So there are two kind of either depictions or modes of the Inquisitor lightsaber. From this picture, this really looks like the circle can be folded in half. When I first saw it, I thought, is there just like a half circle version, a full circle version? But it actually looks like, no, they can fold out into the full circle, and some just wear it in full circle mode, and some just have it in half circle mode. Why does it have the circle? It's so it can spin, because that's a good trick.
Is it lightsaber? Yeah. Is it lightsaber resistant though? That metal on the circle? If it was, it'd be a good cross.
It would need to be. If not, like, I don't mind having a lightsaber with like a knuckle bow guard of lightsaber resistant material. That would be cool. Put a blade on it, just an extra utility. I'm not against that. I have interesting thoughts on the spinning utility. One, you would need to hold it on, like, if you hold it front forward on, okay, you have a massive opening in your hand. You're not blocking really anything if they just strike. And it's not just small, it's a big circle like this that is spinning around. And so if you're just trying to offend the edge, I don't really see the point if you can just have a regular lightsaber and cut on the sides like that. And so to protect your hand, you would then need to spin it on a side. It'll be spinning like that. And what I'm about to say here might validate it in some people's mind. It would give an unskilled person ability to offend that plane, if you turn it on the side, it's spinning like that, without needing to do anything actively themselves. It's just spinning, and it's just but it's like a line of cuttiness that goes forward, where with a regular lightsaber, you would need to actually angle it to it. But the thing is, you can offend that plane if you were just talented and you had a regular sword and just cut that way and protect against it.
You know that how obviously the thing can spin separate from the actual handle where the power probably comes from, right? Well, what if you can get it to bind one end and the other end can come up the opposite way?
Maybe.
Because if it can do that, it already has the potential to do that.
If they could spin separate to being, that has an interesting utility. It'll be, maybe, I could give it more credit if it could do that. But from everything that I've seen, they're always in opposition, one pointing in other end, and they only spin like that.
That still doesn't make sense, because if it can move separate, if it can be on a separate angle to the actual, where the power's...
Yeah, I know, it should be able to do that, but I've never seen it depicted being able to do the other way.
That would be deadly, though, in the bind.
It would be interesting. Like, I do admit, there's some interesting... Actually, I would give it, seriously, if you're in the bind like this and you have a blade that can just go whink...
Yeah.
That would be crazy cool.
Yeah, because the bind gets from one angle, but if you can come from the exact opposite angle, that's deadly.
Honestly, that would be really, really cool.
Why not do that?
I don't know. Why? Instead, they just have it spin. And the spinning, it's like a way to offend a certain plane if you're not that skilled. And people, this is the validating thing. The Inquisitors aren't meant to be that good with a lightsaber, even though I think that's being contradicted by Obi-Wan. But the Inquisitors were meant to be really low-level, ineffective, like they could only use the Force little bits, and they were purposely not fully trained as full-on Sith, so Darth Vader and Sidious could just wipe him out when their use was done. Still, it doesn't make sense that if they're hunting Jedi, not being fully trained, that wouldn't make him that really tough, but then they go in larger numbers. And, I mean, in Rebels, I believe, we see a single Jedi take out, like, more than one Inquisitor, so Jedis should be trained better than Inquisitors, which again seems to be contradicted in Obi-Wan, the show. So the dumbest application that we've seen with the spinning is actually in Rebels, and it's that the Inquisitors can kind of levitate themselves with the spinning. It doesn't make sense. People, it creates a gyroscopic effect. Like, it seems like a very elaborate semi-levitation device when you're in Star Wars and they can just have flight packs or levitation things. Like, why? You don't need it. You don't need it to be so awkward and inefficient when you have more effective options.
The creators said the lightsabers, it isn't a spinning effect that makes them fly. They have repulsor lifts built into the lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, good cope.
And if that's...
But why are they spinning it?
They spin!
They can just let it lift without spinning.
Bloody Mary Poppins.
So either way.
That's a cope. That's just like, okay, it is dumb. Let's quickly try and bullcrap a reason to not make us look so silly. Because...
the blades don't have any sort of...
yeah, I know. They don't have any aerodynamic effect. angle. Yeah. And it could have been justified if they did what you'd said. Yeah, have it rotate. It would be difficult to control, and you'd need like buttons, and it would be really bad if you accidentally press the wrong button and it goes and cuts you the opposite way. Yeah. That would be bad. But if you're super trained and you know where those buttons are by heart, you'd hate to misclick. Because this is the thing. I play video games. In terms of really training yourself to get really familiar with what buttons do what, you can still accidentally press the wrong one, even after tremendous amounts of training.
I was playing Rust the other day on the boat out in the middle of the ocean, and I pressed the jump button, got out, my boat kept going.
But these are supposed to be Force users. They're not as good as Jedi or Sith. They're not as well trained. I think there's a high chance that a Inquisitor could accidentally press the control to make it do the wrong thing. But if you just pretend they'll never make that mistake and they control it perfectly, then there's some interesting utility about having the other end move along the circle freely. There's some problems with position, because the ring can get in the way of you moving and angling it, and would actually, literally get in the way. You would need to almost hold it like this to be able to get proper use and not have the ring hit your hands. And that makes the bind a bit, instead of having the bind on the forward, you would need to have the bind on the side, and then you could have the ring rotate and cut up like that. And so I think you could hold it in a way that the ring wouldn't make it too awkward. You could still use it even with the ring there. So look, it's mostly dumb and gimmicky, and it's not utilized at the cool level that it could be done. And yeah, I come to the reason why. Why do Inquisitors specifically need such a... And I think this is just, they needed something cool and different to make them,
It's like the whole Dark Troopers thing. You know?
Yeah, I'd much rather when you have something different that's justified reasonably within the world building. You know the weapon the Inquisitors should need? If they're hunting Jedi,
Blasters.
Not just blasters, shotgun blasters.
Just regular.
Yeah, Jedi with his lightsaber. Yeah, block this. Like a spray blaster shot is... checkmate on Jedi. You know, they would have to dodge the only way.
Yeah. In the canon, the Mandalorians fought the Jedi, and they found that even blasters weren't useful against them. So they literally just got regular shotguns because they couldn't block them.
Hang on. Do you see this one? This is what is a 4. It's a 4. Thanks for visiting the Shadlands, the place to find quick and easy to watch sword-related content. This video was a supercut or clip from a larger Shadiversity video. If you'd like to see the full-length video, please click on the provided links, and I hope to see you in the future.